Hey, great Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas, the most historic city south of San Antonio, shrimp capital of the world, with the number one podcaster of South San Antonio, most watched podcast. We got Captain
Here
Bob,
at Gateway to America.
Gateway to America. Ah, I get a killing out of that. How you been, Captain Bob?
Well, I've been good. I enjoy promoting Brownsville. I'm not only Captain Bob, but now they're calling me Ambassador Bob to Brownsville because we
Hey,
are at the crossroads to the hemisphere, gateway to Mars.
Gateway to Mars. Hey, let me say, I was pretty upset the other day with our former mayor Trey Mendez
Why's that?
because he's stealing your punchlines, bro.
Oh, he is?
Yes, I
Come
told him.
on.
Yeah, I'm not joking. You go like there, the most historical city, South San Antonio. Around us, I said, bitch, you can't be using Captain Bob's lines. That's his lines.
Those are
You
my lines at the southern tip of Texas.
you need to trademark those lines. Make sure that copyright them. Make sure trademark them. That's what it is. Make
Well,
sure that
I picked them up from the city of Brownsville, but they stopped using them. So hell, I'm picking them up. We're here at the southernmost point of the continental United States. Come on.
I haven't heard anyone in Brownsville say those words except Captain Bob. But now
That's
Trey
right.
wants to
That's
steal
right.
your thunder, bro.
Well, they're copycats.
They have no originality, Captain Bob. None.
I agree. And now that you're talking about the former mayor, I just want to say something about the present mayor. Oh, he's not doing a good job for
Oh,
being such a smart individual and inheriting so much money from his daddy John. He hasn't done anything
nada.
for our city. I'm picking up tires on the side of the road.
Mattresses. Hey, what about all those promises that he made, Captain Bob? We're going to lower
Lowering,
the PUB rates.
he lied. He has
Lies.
not. He's ex officio on the PUB board, and they have not put anything on the agenda about
Nothing.
lowering the PUB rates.
Nothing.
Terrible. And you voters that voted him in, shame on you. And how dare you?
Yeah.
And
And
voters voting him in.
what the
Maybe
heck?
Jessica Tetro or Erasmo Castro would have done better.
Erasmo Castro would have done a hell of a lot better. Jessica Tro, maybe not that much. But
Well, I mean, and Erasmo, you agreed with me. You weren't going to be a mayor 2 hours a month just at the meetings.
no, no.
You needed to put 40 hours a week to fix this mess up.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're getting paid, Captain Bob. They're getting a salary now.
And I don't want to step on Pedro Cardenas' toes, Commissioner Cardenas, but what happened to old Highway 77?
Nothing.
Nada, nada. And I just had a show with Honorable Eddie Campirano, and he made some phone calls to Frank Parker, who sits on that board of the toll road 550. There's 35 lights off over there between Dr. Hugh Emerson Road and the entrance to the Port of Brownsville. They are addressing that now after Captain Bob and the CBS took care of 765 lights off on the expressway. Now,
Taking
I'll give,
action.
I'll give some credit to Roy de los Santos and Pedro for that. They assisted, but that's their job.
Well, it kind of sucks, Captain Bob, that these individuals are getting paid. Paid. Good cash. Your cash, my cash. To sit on those on that city commission, and they can do nothing. Nothing. Nada.
Well, I need your help because I'm always with Stella in the evenings and I don't get out in the evenings, but I need to count the lights that are off on Central Boulevard from Elizabeth all the way to Ruben Torres. There's plenty of lights off there. Now we're going to hit Central Boulevard. Also, Boca Chica Boulevard, at least from the railroad tracks by Military Highway all the way to Billy Mitchell. There's a lot of lights off. The only ones
Right.
that care are you and me, Erasmo.
That's
And
all
we
you
got to
want.
get the lights on. They don't. They got to fix the city. And these business about mattresses and tires and pallets all over the city. That's wrong, man.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him, but then again, the mayor was done has done anything done a thing for the city. Nothing. I thought the highway was dealt by the state, and Joe Rodriguez was been complaining about that for months. Well, yeah, I think a lot of individuals have been complaining because one of the things that I think a lot of people don't understand is that it puts Brownsville in a bad light with no light. You know, it just puts us in a bad light.
Well, look at 550 toll road. Many people use it to get tourists use it to get to South Padre Island to avoid Highway 100. There's 35 lights off. Eduardo Campirano already made phone calls. Now let's get to the port race real quick. Eduardo Campirano is approachable. Former police chief Carlos Garcia is approachable. They're not scared of Captain Bob's. They've come on CBS and they want to come back. And they're extremely qualified from their work experience. Any thoughts on that, Erasmo?
Well, you know, if there's anyone out there that knows the Port of Brownsville, Capitano and
Yeah.
Garcia, both of them. And that's one of the things I had a conversation with the Mexican mafia. You know, the St. Joe crowd, the ones that are pushing the other guys. You know who they are. You know, you're part of that St. Joe group, Captain Bob.
Well, there's a new movement, the Matamoros
Not
people,
Matamoros mafia.
talking and trying to get positions. I mean, haven't we had enough with Marin? He's from Matamoros. Mikel's always talking about him.
What is he called? The
He calls him
the
something. It's a long word.
the Machiavellian.
Now, I'm very proud of Letty Garzoria. She told me yesterday, hey, Rob, all Montoya and Mikel are vocabulary prostitutes.
Vocabulary prostitutes. Is that the word that she used?
Yes, I thought it was classic.
I thought it. I think it's very classic. I wish I would have thought of that.
Vocabulary prostitutes. Of course, you got a good one too. The
Oh,
porn blogger.
a poor Jerry
That
Regal.
that was classic.
Well,
So now we got the porn blogger and vocabulary prostitutes.
vocabulary prostitute. the the
Now, Nicky
Webster,
Garcia's got a talent.
the Webster whores. My goodness, my goodness. Hey, Ray. Let me say, these races are all going to be amazing. I had a conversation with the individuals in the Mexican mafia, and I told them, I said, guys, let me tell you, I have not heard anything from y'all's candidates, and I think part of the issue is that they're trying to run this campaign very entre the y'all's people, the St. Joe people only. You know, that's great if you think that only the St. Joe people are going to come out. I don't think that a May election is one of those elections that the St. Joe Mafia was going to want to come out. You know, they're too busy on their yachts and on their little vacations and driving on their Teslas, driving in their Teslas, like someone I know. Este, you know, to be coming out in May to come out and vote. What you need is the Erasmo people, the Captain Bob people, the ones that are, you know, interested in the BISD race that's also going on in May. That's going to be catalyst to a lot of the individuals here in Brazil coming out to vote, Captain Bob. So it's important to understand that you don't only have to appease. Yes. Huh? You don't have to appease only to the Saint Joe. Alam, está mal.
Lo que pasa es que ya te había echado.
To the Saint Joe mafia. You have to appease to everyone out there.
Well, the international businessman passed me a phone number. I think his name's Ernie, running for the port.
Oh yeah,
Ernie
Ernesto Longoria.
Ernesto Gutierrez?
Longoria.
I don't know. I don't. He's a
That's the problem. We don't know. I mean, I know.
I don't know these people, but I reached out and nobody answered. That's not approachable. They're like they're coming in like Cowan. They're unapproachable.
I know Carlos Garcia, name recognition. Campirano, Edward Campirano, he's everywhere. I mean, his son works at BISD. His grandson is like a movie star. And plus, he was out at the port for what, 3 decades? For years.
I think 18 years, and he was at the PUB as the number 2 man. He was at TCI Cable. He was the city manager of South Padre Island, for heaven's sake.
This guy's well known, so
he's got the credentials.
And they got name recognition. And I think that this May election, Captain Bob, is going to depend a lot on name recognition. It's name recognition. And nobody, I think it's Ernesto Longoria, the guy that's running. I don't even know what the hell the guy's name is. But, if I don't know his name and you don't know his name, you think that 95% of the other people here in this area are going to know who they are? They're not.
They know Roman Perez more than those people.
Yes. And everybody wants to forget Roman Perez.
Roman Perez has more name recognition. He can't beat Carlos Garcia or Campirano, but the other ones, Roman Perez is a charm compared to those other names.
You know that Roman Perez is a. Huh? You know that Roman Perez is a politician hag, right?
Well, he's an interesting fella.
Politician hag.
Man, you created a monster in Roman Perez. Here on the Cheese's site.
Yeah, I created him.
And you created Roman Perez? You picked him up from the ashes?
Creo que Gael lo guardó. Un verde, parece. Déjame mandarle mensaje. I'm responsible for Roman Perez. I'll accept that responsibility.
You did Roman Perez and I did Leti Garzoria.
Yeah, you're responsible for Leti Garzoria.
We put him on the map.
Hold on. Let me send a message to my assistant real quick. Let's see. ¿Lo contaste, PC?
Sí, ya.
Gracias. They keep it on the down low so people won't research them, and they already have enough voters to win any race. Well, I think this race is going to be a little bit different in the sense that you're going to have a lot of BISD people coming out to vote, and you're going to have name recognition.
Now, what do you think of Edward Camarillo at TSC?
I don't like Edward Camarillo. I know that you're going to have him on your show. I don't like Edward Camarillo. And look, have you already had him, or are you going to have him?
I'm going to have him at 2 o'clock. But remember, the Captain Bob show, better known as CBS, is for the people, by the people. I don't endorse anybody, but everybody's welcomed to come to talk with the captain and educate the viewers. So Camarillo, to me, is approachable. Okay? Campirano is approachable. Carlos Garcia is approachable. Hell, Roy de los Santos is approachable. They come on my show. Now I can name dozens and dozens that won't come on here, including Mayor Cowan and County Judge Eddie Trevino. They're not approachable. Okay? Are they hiding something at Osmo? Are they ashamed of something they're doing?
Well, I don't
They
think
don't come on with the captain.
I, I I just don't think that I don't think that they can answer any of the real tough questions that are really out there in the community, which is something that I'm going to ask that you do this afternoon when you have um what's his name,
Camarillo.
Camarillo on. I want you to ask him two questions for me because he'll never
Okay.
answer he'll never answer my questions. I want you to know why they sold the students out in regards to giving Julieta Garcia and UTB TSC power over the rec center that was paid for by the student. Why did they fold over to Julieta Garcia? And is that the type of port commission that we're going to have, or TSC commission that we're going to have? One that bends over to whoever is out there pulling the strings. Again, I don't like his relationship with Adela Garza. Adela Garza is a rata. Adela Garza has been proven by the FBI, Captain Bob, not by, no, it's not hearsay, it's not chisme, by the FBI to be in cahoots with Sylvia Atkinson with Sunshine Solutions to try to take money away not only from BISD but from other school entities in this area. Why is he tied to the hip with Adela Garza? The other thing I want you to ask him is why was he ever so quiet and silent during the Fly Frontera mess when this city was going to get screwed of millions and millions and millions of dollars? Millions of dollars, millions. Why did he remain silent when he was running for mayor of the city of Brownsville? He did not take a stand, Captain Bob. And you know when you don't take a stand, Tan, tanto peca el que mata la vaca como el que le estira la pata, Captain Bob. So I
Okay,
want
I got the first question. I didn't hear you all on the second question. When he was running for mayor, he didn't stand up for what?
against Fly Frontera.
Okay, I got it. I got those two. I'll ask him today.
Fly Frontera
Oh,
was
he might. If he sees us on the show this morning, I hope he doesn't cancel my show at 2 with these two questions.
no, and I got more. And if he's winning, I'll go there at 2 o'clock and ask him also. But he's chicken.
Okay, okay. I gotta pick up Stella at 2:45, so this show's got to be 35, 40 minutes. You are more than welcome to come at 1:45, 1:50, and
I'll
we'll
be.
go on the air. We'll go on the air with Camarillo.
He'll back out. But I will be there. I will be there at 1:45. He's going to chicken out.
And if he chickens out, then we're going to discuss it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, hey, man, this is the southern tip of Texas,
The most historical city.
the shrimp capital of the United States. We need transparency. We need the truth and honesty.
We need candidates with bowls. Trevino, what do you think about Manny Trevino against Eric Garza, Captain Bob?
That's interesting. Rosas threw his cowboy hat with Trevino. That's interesting. I don't know Rosas. I don't know Trevino. But I don't know. I think Trevino's uh, trains in high gear, may I say.
Yes, and I'm going to tell Silvano is a friend of mine. I'm going to tell them where they're missing the mark, and they're not hitting it completely out of the park. And I've tried to talk to them. I've actually also invited Manny Trevino and Eric Garza to come on and speak. So far, they've not wanted to come on, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Where they're missing the mark and they're not understanding and comprehending is this is not a regular election. It's a runoff election. You don't need you don't need uh, you're not going to have the same amount of people come out to vote. Now, the problem with I've got Rosa's support is that can Rosas actually deliver and have his individuals come out to vote again for someone else that they were told to run against? It's not that easy, and I think that's one of the things that they're missing the mark on. Eric Garza also Eric Garza also is a powerhouse in regards to campaigning. People cannot people cannot again, Eric Garza is a powerhouse. He is a politician, and he's going to have his individuals come out in force. It's going to be a very, very tough race. Just going to be. Just have to, get as many votes there. I have not been, again, the Manny people supposedly, oh, we're going to come out, but we're going to see what happens, and then we haven't heard anything from them. And Asma will be in touch with you. We're going to contact you, and it wasn't true. So I'm a little bit on the upset side. So again, still waiting to have a conversation with Eric Garza. We'll see what happens. And again, whoever comes to the plate, Captain Bob, and whoever, and like you've mentioned, whoever's out there and decides to come by and say, "Hey, man, we need your support and everything." But right now, we're like the redhead stepchildren, Captain Bob.
Well, you said something interesting. Whoever comes to the plate, the gold plated pistol. People in town kiss up to people with money. And that gold plated pistol that was given to him by Matamoros people, that Montoya has showed the gold plated pistol with the Cameron County Sheriff emblem on the handle. That might boost him to victory just because of the pistol.
A pistola?
A gold plated 18 karat gold pistol. And Montoya posted all that because they're not giving him tips.
100%.
Don't give money.
The other thing, la llave? The other, the other thing the other thing that I wanted to discuss with you, I don't know how well in tune you are. Is
the mural that went up in regards to Greater Brownsville Senate Corporation.
The one of the Rocket Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, we're going to vote whether to do away with the Greater Brownsville Senate Corporation and BCIC, which we need to get rid of. They're pieces of trash. They're worthless. And you've got murals going up glorifying Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation. Why? Why are we still pandering to them? But we're on the verge of completely knocking them out of the park.
Maybe they got some leftover cash in their bank account. They got to spend it. But your guess is as good as mine. The citizens have spoken. The pressure was too much. They had to dissolve those two and make one. I wanted them to go to the Chamber of Commerce and revamp the Chamber of Commerce. We got some weak leadership, Erasmo.
It's unfortunate, but you're exactly right. We do have weak leadership. Captain Bob, so I'll see you at 1:45.
Okay, bye.
Guys, we'll be back tomorrow morning with Captain Bob to see how Camarillo's thing went. I think Captain Bob has some time for us tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll see what happens, guys. It's one of the things that Captain Bob mentioned, guys, individuals need to be accessible. These individuals who ran for office, they need to be out there and be willing to come out and say, hey, let's answer some questions on live. Nothing scripted, no reading off notes, not like a lot of people, they like, our friend Juan Montoya makes interviews with people and they're all recorded, Captain Bob. It's got to be on the fly and caliente right now. Guys, have a great day. Be good to each other. Continue to be. Adios, Captain Bob.
Bye-bye.